guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I've posted anything, recorded anything, but as you can tell by the title of this video, and if you follow me on Instagram, I am pregnant. Keep hitting my tree. I'm going to sit down and kind of like story time how I found out I was pregnant with baby number 2. Just keep watching. All right, to start off, I am now 30 weeks pregnant. So like I said, it's kind of been a while and I haven't shared anything on here. If you're on Instagram, you might know a little bit about how I found out and all that, but here I'll go in depth. So if you don't like TMI stuff, just click out. So we're gonna take it back to the beginning of November. I got my IUD taken out. I had the Paragard for about 3 years. Wasn't sure how my cycles would be, even though it is non-hormonal. I had pretty regular cycles and then they started to get a little weird towards the end of having it. So I got it out and was like, okay, we'll get it out in November. Beginning of 2020, we'll start trying. That way I can see what my cycle's doing, because I do like to chart when I try to get pregnant. I briefly started charting when we got pregnant with my first daughter. Started charting, temping, and I think it was in November that I wasn't sure if I ovulated or not. I wasn't using ovulation strips or anything like that. I didn't want to. Okay, so I have my chart pulled up. That way I can be accurate about what I'm talking about. IUD taken out was November 7th is when I got my IUD taken out. And that was on day 4 of my cycle. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I ovulated that cycle. So going into December, I got my period on December 5th. And then on December 17th, cycle day 13, I had left side pain, and it was actually pretty bad to where, like, when I sat down, like, this pain just like radiated in my pelvis, which I thought was really weird. So I was actually concerned about an ovarian cyst because I have had them in the past. So I called the doctor and asked if they could see me, and they did, and then sent me for an ultrasound. Ultrasound came back fine, except said there was free floating fluid in my uterine cavity, which is funny to look back on now. No sign of a cyst, that's good, but fluid, odd. Okay, well, on the 20th we left for Florida to have Christmas with my husband's dad and sisters, and really I was like, I don't think I'm pregnant. I don't have any symptoms. Really don't think much of it. I think I missed ovulation because I did end up buying some strips and they weren't either getting positive or I missed it being positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. I already see a faint one. So clearly I'm not at my peak. So I'm either like going to be ovulating soon, or I already did. I'm so confused. So really no idea, but I was like, if I do happen to be pregnant, I can tell my husband on Christmas. How awesome would that be, right? So we get there, I'm uncomfortably bloated. TMI, like I said, click out if you don't like that. Constipated, which can be from traveling. Bloating can be from traveling. I am so stinking tired, like ridiculously tired. And I was like, okay, time change. We just came from Germany to Florida. That's a big time change. Well, Christmas comes and I sneak into the bathroom, and I'm very upset that I don't have any video recording of this, so I am so sorry. But sneak into the bathroom to take a test, and it's negative. And I'm like, what? Okay. I didn't think I was pregnant, but it would have been really cool if I was to tell him today. I tell him what I was going to do, told him it was negative, whatever, go along. So then his sisters leave to go home. We're helping his dad get new living room furniture. We move the furniture, and I'm like, I don't know when I'm supposed to get my period, honestly. And I don't have it, and I have one test left. And the test is digital. So I'm like, even if I was, it probably wouldn't show up. I'm just gonna go run and take it. He's watching a football game in the other room. I'm gonna go take it. Our daughter's napping. Perfect time. I go in the bathroom, go and take this test. And his dad has this little, like, I think it's a shell that he holds coins in his bathroom. I put the test in there and I shut the lid. So I'm like waiting for it to finish, right? So I go to look at it to see if it's like done reading, thinking, whatever, because it's digital. And it says pregnant. I looked at myself in the mirror and shut it and was like in shock, and so like in that moment I was so frustrated that I didn't have my camera or my phone or anything, and I'm like, what? Like so confused, trying to be quiet because he's just in the living room, and I'm like, it just said negative like 4 days ago on Christmas. Like not even a faint line, because I did take a line test on Christmas. There wasn't a squinter, there wasn't like the faintest line, like it looked stark white. And I was convinced that I wasn't pregnant. And then this thing just pops up pregnant, clear as day, and I'm like, what the actual heck? So I'm like freaking out in the bathroom and I'm like shaking. Now I need to figure out how to tell him because my Christmas idea isn't going to work and happen. So I hurry up and run in the bedroom, hide the test, and then pull myself together and just carry on with the day. Well, as I'm trying to carry on with the day, I'm getting like more anxious, wanting to tell him. So once Natalie woke up from her nap, brought her outside and we did sidewalk chalk, big sister on the sidewalk. And it was the day that we moved his dad's furniture. So his back hurts and he doesn't want to get up. And I'm like, great. I didn't think this through very well. So I'm like, I'll take a picture of what we colored and I'll come show you. So I come show him. He's like, whatever. You just told me that it was negative on Christmas, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm in shock too. I was like, I was convinced that it was negative as well, but apparently it's not. And so we're trying to get our thoughts together, and like, it's just so funny how it happened, because I was pretty much convinced that I was not pregnant. And then boom, it happened, and we weren't necessarily trying to get pregnant in December. It was like, if it happens, it happens, and trying to figure out my cycle and charting and temping and all that stuff, and try in January. But it's funny how things work out. But yeah, so that's how I found out and how I told my husband. If you want me to make a separate video actually recapping my pregnancy from then to 30 weeks now, please let me know in the comments. I will be posting our gender reveal and a name reveal, but if you follow me on Instagram, like I said, you would already know all that stuff, but I thought it would be fun to put in here for a different audience. But let me know in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me through. I'm out of breath.